All right, guys, how's it going? Midwest Broadway Chronicles, episode 11, take one. How you guys doing this week? Different setting for you guys. I get a little tired of that Midwest fence kind of gate thing that I have as you're walking down a little walkway. Time for a little change, so I got my spaceman with the jellyfish behind me, and we're gonna get into it. Um, so I just got off work a little bit ago, and I got to speak about work ethic because, guys, I've been giving you a little bit of sauce on the side of all of my takes and everything. And work ethic, you got to have it. No matter what job it is, no matter what position it is, CEO all the way down to a custodian, it doesn't matter. Work ethic matters. There's too many jobs in this world that are super simple. It's textbook in front of you, it's listed, it's given, it's trained up, it's told, it's taught. And yet somehow more than 80% of the jobs that I've been a part of, I constantly run into workers and people who just don't give a damn. Who just don't give a damn about working hard, putting in more effort. Being valuable is how I look at it. My frustration more boils because it doesn't matter if you want to talk or multitask or find a way to smile at work. It's still work, though. I don't think you need to spend so much time dwelling on making work such a happy place instead of making your life outside of work a happy place. Too many times as humans, we definitely delve into making work a really big thing we revolve our day around, our week around, our life around. And I like work a lot. I like making money. That's as far as I go. It's cool to find friendships. And I mean, I met my best friend at one of my jobs that I had. So, I mean, I do believe in friendships and creating really good conversations. At the same time, I don't think you go to work and make it everything you have to focus on instead of the job. Work ethic sounds like you just come to work, you want to get it done, you want to do it right, and you don't want to have anybody over your back, over your shoulder looking to see if you're good enough, if you're not. I feel like we almost work too hard to make the job harder than it needs to be, and I just think work ethic shouldn't be that hard to come by. So that's my first little spiel about work ethic. So me and my best friends are gonna go see Fantastic Four tomorrow. I'm very excited. Thus far this week, I've seen amazing reviews. Um, I've heard really good things. I've heard really good storylines, tying things together, making the family feel so much better. Like I've told you guys, I saw the 2015 Fantastic Four, and that was the worst iteration of a family I ever saw. Family. It was nothing like that. It was very choppy at best. All I wanted immediately was to make sure that they really took it back to when I was a kid, the original Fantastic Fours, and how I did feel, even though they weren't the best cast, they were still close and tight knit. That's what I need first and foremost. Then make the plot line, then make the story great. And I've heard really good things, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to give you guys my review next week on it to let you guys know what I think about it. I'm going to measure it with Superman. I have no choice. James Gunn is starting his universe, so I have to see how Marvel continues theirs in a different place. So I'll let you guys know how I feel about that. And also for a second, I'd like to talk about Pedro Pascal because I've been seeing his name all around social media this week because of his social anxiety, because he's getting very handsy with Vanessa Kirby. I did see the video circulating of her belly. She is pregnant in real life, even though she was pregnant in the movie. She's pregnant in real life. And I did see the video that they almost slowed down and zoomed in on his hands being on her belly and her pushing his hands down, which I get it. Not too personable. It's not his baby or anything. It's her husband's baby, so I get it. But at the same time, we don't know what their relationship is. We don't know what their lives are. These are people who will never talk to one on one. And so I've gotten kind of let down seeing a lot of the negative connotation used with Pedro Pascal's name. It's never been an issue before. We've never made him feel bad about social anxiety. It's never been magnified like this. I get it because they are co-stars, because they play husband and wife. It has to be more tight knit, and I gradually feel like it probably would happen over a year or 2 years, no matter however long it took them to actually film this movie, that you would develop a very kindling, kind love for somebody, inadvertent love, if you would, but you really feel comfortable around them. And he does lean into her and need her for a little bit of comfort. So I get it. Um, I just really love Pedro Pascal personally as a man who loves movies and TV shows. I think he does excellent. He just carries his role so wonderfully. Such a real, honest man in whatever role he conveys. So I don't really like seeing the negativity thrown at his name. I don't think he's done anything wrong. I just think that we don't know the whole story. So for people to constantly say they need to investigate and this is suspicious, until Vanessa Kirby comes out and tells us, like, yeah, he was doing a little bit much. We talked about it. I'm not going to press it because, again, Pedro Pascal in the last 2-3 years has blown up everywhere. And this has not been a recurring theme, a story that's come out. I could be wrong. It could start popping up that people feel uncomfortable around him. But if they did, I don't think he'd be in Hollywood as prevalent as he has been the last few years. So let's just wait until something else might develop. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. We should just step back, not focus on it. So, yeah. I have AMC stubs, as I told you guys. I can see 4 movies a week. I've started to finally go to movies by myself. Like I told you guys last week, doing things by yourself is still worthwhile. It's still a great experience to learn and grow with yourself. So I did that. I went and saw Superman again, and then I went and saw How to Train Your Dragon, and it was amazing. Um, Also, this week, AMC did a Scream Unseen. They usually do AMC Screen Unseens, which could be a PG movie, a PG-13, a rated R movie. And I did it last year thinking that maybe the rated R movie could be a horror movie. No, if it's a horror movie, it's going to be called AMC Scream Unseen. So I learned that last year to my avail. I actually went and saw Kneecap. It's a movie about an Irish rap group. 3 guys. One of them was DJ, 2 of them are rappers. Me and one of my close friends, we went and saw it, and it was really interesting, actually. Irish rap is popular, it's blowing up. They've been at multiple festivals this year, kind of catching flack for their messages they're sending, but hey, it wasn't that bad of a movie, and it came out 2 weeks later. So the movie that I went and saw this week was actually a horror movie, AMC Scream Unseen. Um, I was thinking it was going to be something that I didn't expect, something that was coming out late. Yeah, it came out 4 days later. It was called The Home with Pete Davidson. He's probably the biggest actor that I saw. I really can't name any other actor in that movie. Like, personally, I really can't. But it was a really interesting movie. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody who legitimately loves horror movies like me. I just really wanted to go and hopefully see maybe Together or Weapons or The Conjuring that comes out in September or something of that ilk. But I got let down a little bit. But for it being a movie that I didn't expect, I'd already seen the previews before. Pete Davidson didn't do bad. He's not a horrible actor. Everybody wants to give him flack because of his relationships, which they can. But as an actor, Pete really isn't that bad. He's pretty funny too. So I didn't think he really did bad in his role. I just thought the premise of the movie was very interesting. I'll sum it up like this. So you go and you're basically a custodian, cleaner, helper, support at a nursing home. And you think to yourself, okay, I hear random sounds and things are kind of off, but it couldn't be that crazy. And then you find out that it actually is everything you thought it was, times 10. Crazy. So, wasn't bad. The ending caught me off guard. I would say the ending was probably the most fun part for me, personally. If you guys go and watch it, you'll understand what I mean. But yeah, it was called The Home. It wasn't bad. But for a Scream Unseen, I was expecting it to be like a movie that comes out 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. It came out on Thursday. So that kind of bummed me out a little bit because when we went and saw Kneecap last year, it wasn't coming out for 2 more weeks. So even though I didn't know what it was, at least we had seen something that nobody knew about yet. So it was okay. I wouldn't recommend it like that. It wasn't bad, but yeah. Like I said, though, I'm excited for Together to come out. It is Dave Franco and Allison Brie's movie. I did not know they were married in real life until this last week when I saw a lot of videos of them sharing fries and being super intimate together. But I think it was to promote the movie Together. It got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes to start. I kind of take that with a grain of salt, though, because I don't really think the Rotten Tomato meter is always accurate. I think if it's a great critic and he decides to destroy the movie, it's going to take the rating down so low. If it's a great critic and he loves the movie, it's going to skyrocket it. So I really don't put too much stock in the ratings. I do believe if it's really low, though, it is a mass of people telling me it's not good enough. And if it's really high consistently, people really do enjoy it. So, I'm excited to go see it. I've always liked Dave Franco. All the way back to Now You See Me, 21 Jump Street. He's been funny. He's been very uncanny, very slick and sly in his roles. And Alison Brie, I used to love her on Community. I didn't really care for the show. I thought she was always really pretty and really funny and awkward. So to see her in this kind of role, I'm going to be really excited. And that one comes out next week. I'll probably go and see it before I give you guys my next review. So it probably is going to be a review of Fantastic Four and Together. So I'm excited about both those movies. Okay, so on the music, my favorite, I would say, all time like group. Like we could go rock or pop or R&B or rap, or my favorite group of all time is Tame Impala. Tame Impala, an Australian-based psychedelic rock is what I would classify them as. Alternative pop, all over the place. Anybody who's listening, anybody who's watching, thank you for watching, by the way. Um, Tame Impala is a one of one for my heart. I'll give you guys a story. My wife, at that time, was my girlfriend before we got engaged. She actually bought me Tame Impala tickets for my 20. I want to say my 25th birthday or my 26th birthday. We went to Texas Roadhouse, and she had it. She had basically all these words to describe me that read out Tame Impala with the beginning letters. And I didn't pay attention until I got done, and I was so excited. It was tickets to see Tame Impala in Miami in the summer. The only problem was COVID happened that fall into the next year. So in June of 2020, it wasn't going to happen. So we had to sell the tickets, and then she started nursing school, so we weren't able to reschedule and go back. So that's my biggest heartbreak when it comes to going to see any of my favorite artists. Tame Impala was absolutely excellent, and they still are, and I was screaming for joy. And then COVID came in and definitely destroyed all my plans. So heartbroken, yes, but I understand it's a process. But that being said, I love Tame Impala. The Slow Rush is probably the epitome of what they represent, just being so melodic, so vibe infested, warm is what I would describe Tame Impala as. You're just gonna feel so wonderful after you listen to them. It's gonna enlighten you. It's gonna make you sad. It's gonna make you happy. It's gonna make you scream, jump for joy, dance until you can't move your feet. It's that good. For the first time in, I would say, 5 years, because they have released some songs, some features, some extra tracks. For the first time in 5 years, brand new music came out on Friday. It was called End of Summer. It's a 9-minute song. I love every single second. I'm a Tame Impala lover through and through, so I knew I would enjoy it. It was great. If you guys are into any kind of psychedelic rock, melodies, a little bit of electronic synths, um, you'll love it. Tame Impala in the summer, 9 minutes long. And there's this artist that one of my close friends actually he told me about 2 years ago. I downloaded the album, thought it was pretty good, thought the artist was really good, but I never really dived into the artist. Well, he just released a new album. His name is Black Party, just Black, Black Party. The album's called The Last Dance. I like every song on that album so far. I just downloaded it 3 days ago. It is really, really fun. It is very. I just want to dance. I just want to bop. I just want to move my shoulders when I listen to that album. Black Party, The Last Dance, Tame Impala, End of Summer. Get some vibes in your life. Get some vibes in your life. Um, so I have seen in the NFL also, there's this story going around that over 100 NFL players are going to get fined or maybe suspended for taking their Super Bowl tickets and selling them for a higher price. Now, when I was reading that, I was asking myself, are they talking about like players? Because this is from last year, the Chiefs Eagles Super Bowl. So are they talking about players on the teams, 100 players from both those teams collectively? Or are they talking about players who were accessed to Super Bowl tickets or players who bought Super Bowl tickets and then resold them for higher prices? Because, I mean, we hear it every year. The average price for Super Bowl ticket is probably somewhere around $10,000. So, say you were an NFL practice squad player or a bench player who doesn't play as much, and you had 6 tickets that you bought for 60K. You went ahead and sold those 6 tickets for 300K. You made a profit, you made some good money, but that's illegal. It's the NFL. National Football League, they kind of monitor betting and everything the same way the NBA does, with not trying to let players bet on themselves and everything, banning players from the game completely. I think these 100 players, whoever they are, practice squad starters, it doesn't matter. Bench players, doesn't matter. You're in a league that makes money in its sleep. So I'm pretty sure if you're still in the league at this point, you're going to be okay. Because, guys, listen, a practice squad player who does not play, who does not do anything but practice, sit on the sidelines in a jersey, in shorts, in a sweater, in sweats, they make somewhere around $800,000 a year, okay? They are not strapped for money. So that story that came out this week made me laugh a little bit and had me almost scratching my head like, I don't know why you're being greedier than already making money. Because if it's those kind of players, I can kind of understand because they're making the big bucks. But if you're still making $800,000 a year, $500,000 a year, and you're not even playing, you probably shouldn't dip into the cookie jar even harder. Just my opinion. But just So I'm gonna end today on this app that I heard about, T app, for women to vet their processes of men, check their backgrounds and everything. I have friends that are women that definitely do this without that app, but I heard that it got hacked and people's profiles have been exposed and everything, and it's just a conversation that shouldn't be surprising because women deserve to be able to vet the men they talk to, check the men they talk to, not get hurt by the men they talk to. So, yeah, the hacking is unnecessary. Hopefully, there's no bank information on any of these women's accounts, but what does the hacking do? See what they expect in men, what they want out of men? As men, we should just be better and hope that they don't need an app to fall in love with us, to find a reason to love us, because I read the statistic that said fertility in the U.S. has dropped again. The rate of childbirth has dropped again, and it's a sign that women are not settling. And I'm here to tell every beautiful woman, every woman in this world who's watching me, who's hearing me, who can hear me years from now, choose yourself. Apps like that are good for me because you don't need to settle for a man that isn't good enough and a man that treats you like trash. This is from a man who has 4 sisters, has a loving mother, has a wonderful wife, and wonderful women in his life. You don't deserve anything less than greatness. Use that app some more. Don't worry about it getting hacked. You check the men that try to check you because you deserve more. That's it. All right, guys, this has been episode 11 of Midwest Brown Boy Chronicles. I am your Midwest Brown Boy, Jalen Brownford. Hope you guys had a great time. I love talking to you guys. Expect new episodes in the next few weeks, different things. I think I want to split it up a little bit. These episodes are getting a little too long for my taste. I'd like to maybe go out and split it up to where I do movie episodes, music episodes, pop culture episodes, because I got enough to talk about. And if you guys want to keep coming back, I'm going to be so grateful to talk to you some more. So stay tuned. You guys have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Peace out.